Hey everybody, I'm Chef Chaya-Ryvka, back with you once again at Living Tree Community Foods, and we're going to be making another medicine bar today is what I'm calling them. And I just did a tropical caramel medicine bar. I'm not sure if you saw that video, but it's available if you want to see it. And as I said in that one, I've been inspired to make these bars because of the information I've been learning about different foods that help to protect your body in situations where you might be receiving some radiation. And as I said in that previous video, whether or not it's from this recent disaster and may all the people who are in harm's way be protected, or just our daily lives now with smart meters and cell phones and x-rays and whatnot, we are exposed to radiation in some way or another. So I find this very relevant, and I wanted to make some really delicious foods to make it easy to get all of these different ingredients into our system. So today's recipe is a Superberry medicine bar, and its base is Brazil nuts. And actually Living Tree Community Foods has a Brazil nut butter, which is really nice. It's a mixture of Brazil nuts and black sesame oil and some other ingredients, and it's really, really yummy. So if you just want to buy that to try it on its own, it's great. But we're also going to use it in this recipe. And Brazil nuts are, I think, one of the highest sources of selenium. I know that that you can eat 4 a day, and that's about as much selenium as you would need to help protect your body, because it's been proven after Chernobyl, there was tests done that proved that selenium helps to reduce the impact that radiation has on your body. So that's why we're starting with the base of Brazil nuts, and then all of the super berries that we're using, including blueberries and goji berries and some acai powder, are super antioxidant foods, especially the acai powder. And as we know, the antioxidants will help our bodies protect against oxidation. So let's get started. It's a really, really yummy bar, and it's really good for us. That's what we want. So what we're going to do is start with this Brazil nut butter, and we'll use an entire jar of the Brazil nut butter. And this is a special item made specifically by Living Tree Community Foods, and as I said, it's a delicious mix of wonderful ingredients, and I highly recommend trying it out, even just by itself, and definitely for this recipe. So I'm emptying the whole jar into my food processor. That's it. Okay. And to that, I am adding 3 juicy, delicious medjool dates. I will also be adding a couple pinches of salt, which help to bring out all of our flavors. And I'm also going to be adding 1/3 of a cup of the coconut butter, which you can see the jar for here from Living Tree Community Foods. And as I said in the tropical caramel bar, the coconut, according to David Wolf, who I do trust, said that it helps to modulate the thyroid and protects the nervous system and helps with the hormonal system in general. So that's awesome. Okay, so what we want to do is just get all of the dates and these first ingredients broken down and emulsified. So we'll start our food processor. Okay, so those dates are pretty well broken down. Now I will begin adding some of our other ingredients. And what I'm going to start with here is 2 tablespoons of the Snuggle Spoon honey. That is the best name on the planet for a jar of honey. I'm actually realizing right now that I actually did 3 tablespoons of honey, so let's put 1 more tablespoon in there. There we go. And if you watch these videos, I know you see me using this tool all the time and talking about it. It's a metric Wonder Cup. If you don't have one, buy one. You'll be happy you did. They're really inexpensive. Okay, so there is our honey. Now what I want to add is some vanilla powder. And we'll be adding about 2 teaspoons of that. There we go. And then I'm going to add this acai powder, this amazing food, super high antioxidant, deep purple, rich, beautiful food. And I'm adding 8 tablespoons, which is what I have left in this jar. Don't worry, this jar is much more than 8 tablespoons, but that's all I had left. So there you go, 8 tablespoons. Now I'm going to add 1/3 cup of goji berries, and that'll give it a nice speckled pink, and 1/3 cup of dried blueberries. And all of these ingredients you can find at livingtreecommunity.com. Okay. So then I also have here 2/3 cup of whole Brazil nuts. We'll put those in. Okay, now I'm just going to get all of this broken down and emulsified. I do want some chunkiness in it. I don't want to have it completely smooth. I want to see some goji berry speckles and see some white from the Brazil nuts. And if it does get all the way broken down, that's fine too. I just like having a little bit of the texture in there. So here I go. What we've got going on. It looks really beautiful. I want to give it a little taste to make sure that I have the amount of salt that makes my mouth pop. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, good. So I'm going to add a little coconut oil. It's 1/4 cup of coconut oil. And then I'm going to add a final 1/3 cup of the dried blueberries, just so that they pop out a little bit more. I want to have some blueberries that I can taste and feel in the final product. So now we'll just pulse these items in. Okay, that's all there is to it. Now you have your mixture, and in order to make this a bar, we want to get a square pan. This is an 8 by 8 size pan. Again, you can use a larger size or a smaller size. It'll just make it thicker or thinner. And if you prefer rolling this into balls or you know, just creating your own shapes, that's fine too. Oh, running out of plastic wrap. Okay. So you do want to line your pan, if you're going to do the bars, with some plastic wrap so that you can pull them out. Let's see here. I'm going to have just enough for this recipe. Yes, indeed. Okay. And whenever you line your pan, make sure you have a couple inches. This is cutting it a little bit short, but it'll be enough to pull out. But if you have a little more overhang on your pan, then you'll have an easier time removing the bars in the end. Okay, so now I'm just going to put this entire mixture right into the pan. Here we go. Okay, and again I'm going to break it up a little bit, spread it around, create a nice even layer throughout the pan. And just, I like to use a flat hand and kind of shake the mixture around a little bit, make sure that it's not too dense in any one area. I want it to be pretty much the same everywhere so that my bars are consistent in thickness. Now that's done, I'm going to go around the edges and press with straight fingers. Create a nice line on the edge. Okay, now with a flat hand, I'm going to just go throughout the center and press all of the rest of the batter or mixture into place. And that's it. Voila. That's our batter, that's our mix. It's nice and soft right now. What you'll do is take this, put it in the fridge. You can put it in the freezer as well to set it up, and that coconut butter and oil will firm up and give you a nice firm bar that you'll then take out and cut. And I do have a bar that has been refrigerated already so that we can cut it together. So here we go. And you'll first remove your plastic wrap. And you can also use parchment paper. You don't necessarily have to use plastic wrap. I'm just gonna smooth that down a little bit. Now what I'm doing is cutting it in half. And then right now I'm just scoring it, which I tend to do just to make sure my lines are straight. Which they are, and this is fine. I'll just go ahead and cut it in half. And then I'm cutting each half in half. Okay. And then we'll just turn the whole cutting board. And then we'll do the same thing. And either you can cut them one time and have a large bar, or you can cut them again 4 by 4 and have smaller single serving sized pieces, which is what I like. And there you can see that beautiful dark color, and we'll take a taste. It's delicious. Yummy. Okay. Well, that is our Superberry medicine bar, and you can always, dip that into some coconut if you want some shredded coconut around the outside, or some pulsed Brazil nuts, and just have fun with it. I hope you try this out at home. Thank you for joining us. Again, I'm Chef Chaya-Ryvka from thelivingvision.com. This is Living Tree Community Foods, and we thank you for joining us. Have a great day.